A grain of wheat in a bushel of chaff. Andrew's lawyer hit on dismissal of assault but fell flat. Lawyers say the act is used to protect victims of abuse who are under 18, though the state's age of consent is 17, making the issue of Giuffre's consent unsettled. The lawyers write that Giuffre's memory of consenting is also highly subjective. These highly subjective determinations are the kind most likely to be hampered by the passage of time. As memories fade, false memories are created, and witnesses die or otherwise become unavailable, the motion reads. Andrew's team adds that witnesses would be necessary to prove Giuffre didn't give him consent and notes that all are unavailable. The only witnesses to the purported implied threats under which Giuffre allegedly engaged in unconsented sex acts with Prince Andrew are Epstein, deceased, Ghislaine Maxwell, incarcerated, Prince Andrew, the accused, and Giuffre herself. The memo lists other reasons why Andrew is seeking the lawsuit's dismissal, including a 2009 sealed settlement between Epstein and Giuffre, vagueness in the allegations and duplicate claims. The documents ask the court to either dismiss Giuffre's complaint or order her to provide a more definite statement about when and where the alleged incidents occurred. Lawyers for Prince Andrew are expected to argue their motion to dismiss before the court on January 4. In September, U.S. District Judge Lewis Kaplan in Manhattan ruled a trial date could take place in late 2022. Kaplan still has to rule on Andrew's motion to dismiss the case, so it's too early to say whether there will actually be a trial, or whether Andrew will travel to New York to appear in court. Hollywood-based lawyer Andrew Brettler is known for having represented many high-profile people that had been accused of sexual assault. He stated that Virginia Giuffre, who is suing the Queen's son for alleged sexual assault, has said that some of the offenses fall outside the jurisdiction of the New York Child Victims Act, CVA, that she is relying on because they happened outside New York State. The CVA created a 12-month window for individuals to file civil lawsuits seeking compensation for alleged sexual abuse they suffered as children. Because of the pandemic, the deadline has been extended by 1 year. Ms. Giuffre is suing the Duke of York for allegedly sexually assaulting her when she was a teenager. She is seeking unspecified damages that could run into millions of pounds. She claims she was trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein to have sex with Andrew when she was aged 17 and a minor under U.S. law. Prince Andrew has denied all the allegations. In legal papers lodged with the New York court, Mr. Brettler said that under the CVA claims were revived for those who allegedly suffered harm, due to certain sexual offenses, when they were under the age of 18, even though the age of consent in New York is 17. A lack of consent is established as a matter of law for those aged under 17, but those between 17 and 18, as Ms. Giuffre was when she alleges the sex assaults took place, a lack of consent could be established by an implied threat. Mr. Brettler argued the only people who could verify the purported threats were Ms. Giuffre, disgraced billionaire financier Epstein, who is deceased, his former girlfriend Ghislaine Maxwell, who is currently on trial for sexual offenses, and Prince Andrew. His assertion appears to be a claim that there was no one who could independently corroborate her version of events. Epstein was found dead in his cell in 2019 while awaiting a sex trafficking trial at a New York federal jail. His death was ruled a suicide, but there have been conspiracy theories that he was murdered. Maxwell, who was his partner, has a brother called Ian who claimed last week that his sister believes Epstein was killed.